Before we start a spiel, chat, are we good? The audio good? Happy Tuesday. Got some baseball tonight. We love it. We love it. We love closers. Shout out to the live chat, man. You guys are already waiting, bro. That's just incredible. Shout out to Jeff here. What up, Shannon? Jake. Suarez is terrible. Yeah, he's pretty bad. It's crazy that the Angels lost that game. And even though it was 11-10, Taylor Ward robbed a grand slam. Like there was even more runs out there for the Athletics to get. So wow. I mean, wow. What up, Arch? What up, J. Rome? Strider was a dog. Yeah, Strider was the lock button. My highest two pitchers were Strider and Sonny Gray, and it worked. It was a painful work, but it worked. And I think all of our hot takes were pretty good. I don't even say hot takes, but like the process, the strategy yesterday, on point. Love when a plan comes together. And you know, Athletics coming through. That was pretty clutch. What up, Andrew Helms, ACP here? What up, Melinda? Brewers plus 1.5 like that. Drury with that. Oh my God, Drury was like 30-something% on Fanduel. And then the homie Shady showed his DraftKings line, and he was like 13%. I was like, what? He was less than half the ownership. It's just crazy how that happens. What up, dang lazy mofo? Justin Sports. Angels suck like always. Yeah, so I love Mike Trout, right? Mike Trout, one of the best, you know, second to only Aaron Judge, you know. Debatable, but not. I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm always seeing Mike Trout with like the game on the line. And this is, I know WBC it happened, but like, does Mike Trout ever come through with the game on the line? Like, is there Mike Trout walk-off compilations out there that I'm missing? Because I swear, like, when he came up with 2 on, and I was like, oh, it's Mike Trout. The Angels are live, and then they're not. Like, does Mike Trout not have that clutch gene in him? Somebody, is there any Angels fans? I feel like I don't hear from Angels fans. Somebody correct me. Is the music good, too? Yesterday, I noticed the music, like, you couldn't even hear it half the stream, which some of y'all might like that. I don't know. All Dodgers, ex-Dodgers on paternity leave. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. If you guys paid attention, there's a whole lot of Dodgers and Cody Bellinger, like Max, there's so many Dodgers that are on paternity leave. It makes you wonder, 9 months ago, what was going on in that locker room? You know? Robbed the grand slam. Shea Langoliers, yeah. Ward sucks, 0 for 5. Yeah, the thing with Taylor Ward, so you know how we were talking about runs yesterday? I think every Angel but Taylor Ward got a run, which is crazy to say that the 11-run team, the leadoff guy doesn't touch. Like, how does that happen? It's crazy. The least clutch good player of all time. I don't know if I want to quantify that, but it just feels like lately I'm seeing a lot of big spot for Trout, and he like doesn't come through. I don't know. Mike Trout walk-off compilation. I gotta watch one of them. Yeah, if Langoliers would have cracked that salami, that would have been clutch for the A stacks. I forget what I don't even know what my top line. I guess it was probably an A stack. Dude, Sam Hilliard and Nick Maton. If you guys played those two, you own a time machine. Because what? Rooker, yeah. Brent Rooker's a dog, too. All right, we got a whole lot of baseball. Got plenty of time, though. But we out here. Pitching tonight, not as easy as the last 2 days, right? Sunday, we were able to just lock button Jacob deGrom. Yesterday, Spencer Strider. Not as easy today. We're going to have to do a little wiggling. Joe Ryan is your most expensive pitcher today. Probably going to be a good play. Justin Steele's in a tough matchup, but he's been pretty solid. Nestor Cortez just keeps getting it done. But like none of these guys are like lock button-esque pitchers, right? Like you don't feel that warm and fuzzy. So we're going to try and go through here, see what we can't walk away with and create a player pool. It's going to be a much more diverse pitching pool today for exposure settings, and then maybe that also doesn't set up for as coagulated chalk. Let's go check the weather report. rotogrinders.com/weather/MLB. Mr. Kevin Roth throws this out. If you guys don't have this bookmarked, get it bookmarked. What are you doing? What's on the main slate? What's the first game on the main slate? It is so none of these games, right? Chicago is the only game we have to worry about for the main slate. Padres at the Cubs. Cold winds blowing in from left at near 10 mile an hour. Great pitching weather. So no rain to speak of for the main slate. And then if you're playing that early slate, man, there's 5 games. That's like a decent turbo slate. Playing that early slate, a couple of usable pitchers, I guess. I'd probably look at, obviously, Rasmussen. Oviedo just keeps being optimal. I think he's apparently good now. Yeah, it's rough. Man, I don't wish, because I don't necessarily care for the 15 gamers, but maybe I wish I would have saw that slate was there. It might have been a little bit more playable. Sweat it, you know? DJ Batten cleanup. Did that lineup just come out? Volpe, Rizzo, Judge. Oh, they got Rizzo batting second? LeMahieu, Willie. Oh my God, that lineup is abysmal. Oh my God. Can we get some help? Help me! Oh my gosh, man. We're down bad out here in Yankee land. That is an atrocious lineup. Whoo! Game number 1. White Sox and the Blue Jays. We got Jose Barrios up against Mike Clevenger. White Sox lineup is confirmed. Barrios. So we talked about Barrios. As much fun as it is to meme him, going into last game, his metrics were usable in terms of taking a shot on. So we'll go back and revisit what he's been up to and see if it's worth getting to him today against a lowly Chicago White Sox team. Chris Bassett got hurt yesterday. Had a strong start, but then it kind of started falling apart, but it could have been linked to the injury. 13.1% swinging strike rate on the season for Jose Berrios, 54% first pitch strike. That is something we would like to be, higher, 65, 70, but a coin flip for a first pitch strike, yikes. But here's what I do like: the 3.5 xFIP. The Astros game was his highest xFIP individually of any game this season. It's going to happen. And then a 3.64 Sierra. Keeping a ball on the ground, 48%. The hard contact rate's less than 30%. So there are some metrics in the campaign so far for Jose Berrios that you're like, that's not the worst. I can work with this. And then we're looking over at this White Sox team, and they've been 87 WRC plus this season against righties. This particular incarnation of the lineup feels a little bit stronger in some spots. Robert Benintendi, Eloy's back, Gavin Sheets, Andrew Vaughn, and Yasmani. Those are respectable names. The OPS doesn't get insane. We got a couple 200 ISOs, so it's a little bit of a perhaps both sides of the situation, but I do wonder if the field is starting to forgive and forget Berrios a little bit, because he's got this very poor reputation that is coming with him from the last season and a half. So let's go look at ownership for pitchers and what we might expect for Berrios. Berrios is carrying 12% ownership, so in contrast to relative to the rest of the field. So he's outside the top 5, top 6. So maybe it's a little bit of a scumdacker spot, but you could sell me on some Berrios exposure. The White Sox have a sub 4 run total too. So I'm going to, against my gut, right? We're going to put Berrios as a tier 3 option here. And then Clevenger on the bump for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are just one of those teams you're always going to get to. But you especially like that they have a 5.4 implied run total. Let's go pull up Mike Clevenger's numbers. Historically, I know I can pick on him with lefties. I know this Blue Jays lineup not super lefty heavy. Maybe Dalton Varsho, maybe a Brandon Belt, guys we can get behind. But Clevenger, coming into this season last year, only a 15% K rate to righties. So he's daring righties to put the ball in play, carries a 5 xFIP with that. And that's good news for a Blue Jay stack. So let's see if that's continued well into this season. Overall, a 7.6% swing and strike rate, 5.93 xFIP, not great. 5.68 Sierra, not what you want. And big fly ball numbers here: 45% fly ball rate, sub 8% infield fly ball rate, 24% line drive rate. The pull rate is over 44%, and the hard contact's really good. So this might limit some damage. His 8.5% barrel rate, which you can still pick on that. Did I put it in? There we go. And then let's go split it up. Do we have any type of sample on the splits so far this season? 9.110, so almost half and half. And higher average to lefties, same homers. Let's split the batted ball data. Hard contact is elevated to righties a little bit. So the hard contact overall is low though. So that's something that we would like to be higher to predict and generate power. But the Blue Jays bats have a lot of power, right? We look at these barrel rates for the Blue Jays. 11% barrel rate for George Springer coming into the season. Almost a 10% for Bo Bichette, 13% for Vladdy, 15% for Matt Chapman. And Chapman's been really good this season. And historically, he's been a high power, high strikeout guy. So even if he regressed towards these K numbers, Clevy has not been striking out righties, so we can neutralize that anyway. So this is a really good spot. So Blue Jays absolutely have to be in the blender. Let's go see what we might expect to deal with ownership wise for the Blue Jays. Looks like a little bit of ownership, 4 guys in the double digits, so not as sneaky as they have been in yester slates, but still makes a lot of sense. So let's look at the big slate. What's the big slate saying? Or the looks like Royals. Blue Jays are up there. So Blue Jays are going to be in contention for one of the highest owned teams. So we'll work with that knowledge going forward. Let's get caught up on chat. Terrible for my Yanks. Might as well put Judge at cleanup. So the cleanup spot is a little bit different these days. You want your best bats to maximize at bats. So, and I think when you're the road team, for me personally, first or second is my favorite spots to give my best bats. Second has been working really well. But Rizzo's pretty doggone good too. If you're just trying to break the instant monotony of righty lefty for Joe Ryan, I'm fine with Rizzo being second. No pushback. It's just they were helpless in the bottom half of that lineup. ATL stacks on fire. Yeah, I love when you can get the Braves low on like we have been. It's just crazy how chalk stacks rotate like that, right? We opened this season and the Braves were the chalk stack, and then you get into some different spots and eyes light up, and people look at like last night, everyone was looking at Chase Field and Anaheim, and the Braves were just fine. So I don't know if their ownership is suppressed today, but we'll see. Griffin Canning only 6.4K on DK. DK's got to shut off their AI or fire it. Yeah, pricing is just why at this point just stop pricing stuff. just preseason price it. Giants get Jake Woodford. Wow, that's a juicy stack for a late night hammer. Yeah, it's a tough park for an offense that's been kind of quiet lately, but yeah. Like in Rasmussen up top. Okay, Giants stack and auto lock. This Mason Miller cat had 11 Ks in the minors in the PCL game. Wow, we'll have to check him out. Let me refresh the lineup page. Did we get a Blue Jays line? We had to have, because I got check marks on Cruncher. There it is. So they're gonna throw Springer, Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Dalton Varsho's batting cleanup, Matt Chapman. He's got a fast car. Brandon Belt DH out of the 6 hole. We love it. Whit Merrifield, Danny Jansen, and Kevin Kiermaier. Bomb Detector says Brandon Belt. He had a rough start to the season, but I think lately he's starting to put the ball in play a little bit more. That's what you want. All right, let's move on to the next game. Nationals. Let's see. Nationals. Yeah, Nationals and the Mets. Nats have a 3.6 run total. Mets are at 5.1. Jose Butto, am I saying that right? Up against Josiah Gray. So Mets, we know the story with Josiah Gray, right? A lot of power generated coming into the season. Does have a lot of strikeout potential. He's just also has a chance to throw flat fastballs, even with elevated velo, and get caught up and turned on. So let's go look at his metrics into this year's campaign. 10.2% swinging strike rate and a 5.14 xFIP, 503 Sierra. Hard contact rate's great for him. Fly ball rate and line drive rate. So he's keeping the ball on the ground. So he's starting to evolve into signs of a good young pitcher that they want. 7.5% barrel rate, sub 30% hard hit rate. And then standard wise, we've allowed 4 homers, 3 of them in the opening game. So he's starting to look a lot more like the version of the pitcher they want. Survived the Coors game, even though allowed 8 hits in terms of power allowed. The strikeouts have not really been there. 16 Ks in 21.2 innings. Kind of thought that would go up, or at least be closer to a strikeout per inning. But yeah, this Mets team, not a ton of strikeouts in this lineup, and I think Josiah Gray is probably not somebody I want to test the waters with tonight. A lesser team with more strikeout potential, maybe, but not for me. The Bomb Detector likes Lindor, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Daniel Vogelbach. None of these guys have a 4 rating in the Bomb Detector, but they're high 3.9s, right? So I would probably be there. The Mets grabbing ownership. I mean, just a 5 run total alone, you'd think a little bit, not a ton. Nimmo, Lindor, only 2 guys in the double digits. Vogie. All right, we'll throw them in the list. I might end up nominating them for like a substack, because you can get 3 elite bats out of a Mets substack, right? I mean, you can get 5, but I'll probably just do both. Let's do Mets. So this is not in any particular order, by the way. If anybody's stumbling in here, it's just going game by game. If I want to stack them, I'll stack them, and then I'll assign exposure levels later. All right, Butto. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we got to do some research on him. Do we have a minor league tab open? No. Let's open one. How did the bomb detector do yesterday? Yesterday I wasn't a big advocate of overusing the bomb detector because a lot of the pitcher sample size was really, really small. Matter of fact, somebody tweeted at me to post it, and I actually wrote like a cordial decline, and I talked about it on the stream. I don't like to post a bomb detector when several pitchers have less than 10 innings of sample size, because it does have an ability to skew the numbers. The bomb detector is based purely on matching the batted ball data of the hitter and the pitcher. So if either side is really low, but especially the pitcher, because the pitcher will skew an entire team, I don't want to mislead people. But this year 1.86 ERA in the minors, 9.2 innings, 8 Ks, 1.14 WHIP. Is he a stretched out starter? 5.6, 3.2. So 5 innings in his last outing in the minors. Closer to I don't know, 2 Ks and 5, and then 5 Ks and 6. A 1.14 WHIP, 176 average allowed, a 1 ground out to air out ratio. Has 5 walks in 9.2 innings. That's probably not what you want for a contact pitcher. Let's see if last year he was a different pedigree. Here, what up, Austin? Hi, Austin. Man did a 7-year bid and then got poked. They always told him on his route it was jail or death, and he got both. Is that a bar, or is that a story? Sick bar, terrible story. Man, I appreciate that, Mike. Hope you're doing all right today. Hope everybody's doing good. All right, so last year against lefties, 34.1 innings, 50 K. So he was a strikeout guy last year. So I don't know if it's some tough luck this year. But man, 57 innings against righties, 58 strikeouts, 34 innings against lefties, 50 strikeouts. So he was smoking lefties. The whip is through the roof. $1.25, 1.46, and almost a 1-to-1 ground out to air out ratio. And what's the home runs looking like? 5 homers in 34 innings to lefties. Yikes, 9 and 57. So it looks like a strikeout or home run pitcher. Or walk, apparently. 17 walks in 34 innings. That's not what you want. It's just kind of all over the place. And then this year, in shorter sample size, the strikeout rate has subsided. So I don't really know what to make of Jose Butto. 5 innings against Oakland, 2 Ks. So I'm probably going to sit this one out, Butto. I don't think I'm going to play the unknown here. Nationals don't have like insane strikeout rates. They certainly don't have power either. If you guys had that feeling in your bad knee, you want to take a shot at a 5.5K, get you an extra bat, go for it. I think I'm going to leave him out the pool, just hoping that that's not the reason I don't do well tonight, right? So give me some Mets. And I guess if I wouldn't play the pitcher, I'd consider a sub stack of the Nats. It's probably going to be very rare that I full stack the Nationals this season. But if going back to last year, he did show a little bit of home run propensity and some walks. So the guys that I would look for power out of the Nats are guys like Joey Meneses. That's it. It's Joey Meneses, man. And that's barely 800 OPS, 180 ice. Maybe we sub-stack, but we'll see. We'll get there. Going back to a D-back stack, I dig it. Let's see. Do we have a Nats lineup out yet? No. Or at least, let me see it. I don't have it on this site. Let me see. Oh, we do have a Nats lineup. Alex Call, Garcia, Luis Garcia. Yeah. Jamer Candelario. Joey Meneses. Yeah, it's a tough lineup to project power from. Dominic Smith, Lane Thomas. Bing bong.
Jimmy Touchdown super chatted $11. You work hard and enjoy what you do. It shows.
Hey, I appreciate that. Shout out to Jimmy. Thank you. Yeah, I love me some baseball, man. Love me some baseball. We could definitely be streaming NBA right now for double the views. My boy is raging in the DM. Shout out to Check. All right, let's move on to the next game. Miami taking on the Braves. Brian Hoying taking on Charlie Morton. 5.6 run total for the Braves, 3.7 for the Marlins. So that alone makes me think that Charlie Morton's going to garner a little bit of interest. And why wouldn't he? Especially on like a Fanduel site where historically I expect Morton to be able to pitch deeper into games. We'll see if that's has been the case this season. And even more so if he's pitching with a little bit of a lead. But Spencer Strider gave the bullpen a little bit of rest, so no reason to quick hook. 6 strong in back-to-back games, less than a strikeout per inning. But looking for 2x on the DK price, he's been getting it for you. The where I think he's probably has more utility is probably Fanduel. He's offered up less than three or less runs every start. We need that 6th inning though. Yeah, we need that 6th inning. The walks are not what you want. 2-3, 2-3. Coming into this season, Charlie Morton's walk rate last year 8.2%. So I guess it was a little bit on the danger zone, but not crazy, right? So against a team like the Marlins that in this projected lineup have plenty of strikeouts to attack, Luis Ariz and Gene Segura, the only two with like a sub 20% K rate. Everybody else has pretty much a 1-4. I'd be a little bit interested. Like I said, I'm a little bit more in on Morton for like Fanduel purposes. Let's go pull up Morton's metrics this season. He's getting up there. So some of these elder pitchers, you start to see steeper and sharper declines season to season. So I want to make sure Charlie Morton's not one of them. But these elder statesmen of the league that lean on curveballs can last a little bit longer if their curveball's good. So Adam Wainwright, I guess Adam Wainwright's still in the league, right? 9.7% swing and strike rate for him this season. A 48.6% ground ball rate. We like that. The xFIP is way higher than we want. So is the Sierra. So that's uncomfortable. Elevated hard contact rate. The barrel rate's at 8%. And hard hit rates respectable. So more of a tier 3 inning eater for Fanduel. I guess on DK you could take a shot at 2x from 8.6K. Maybe falls into the 20. Unlike yesterday, where I wasn't even going to bother stacking against Strider, even in, what the heck hedge stacks. I think it's fair to take some Marlin stacks today. The top of this lineup, Jazz Chisholm, first of all, has a lot of pop. But if Morton's struggling to throw strikes, and we're seeing some walk issues, guys like Jazz Chisholm, guys like John Birdie, even Gene Segura maybe can get on base, steal. Jazz Chisholm also has a lot of power. Luis Ariz, good contact guy. I do think there's a case here for some of these Marlin bats. They might fall more to like a substack candidate, and I think they for sure will. So I'll put them as a substack. And then we'll just kind of scumdacker that spot. Hoeing, 12.2 innings of sample last year, 8.64 on the expected ERA. Do we have any sample from him in the majors this season? We do not. So we're going to go dive into what he might have been throwing in AAA. I hope it's... Anybody know if I'm pronouncing his name like way wrong? Is it just Hoeing? I'm out here calling the man a Ho. Hoey. Eric Haas, BVP. Shannon? No. We don't do BVP. No, I'm just kidding. What's his BVP? 2 at-bats, 2 homers. That's pretty good. That's definitely sustainable numbers, right? All right, game log for him in the minors. Start there. 3, 4, 5.1, 5 innings, 7 Ks, 5 Ks, 4. So a strikeout per inning, even more so. 1 bomb allowed. 2 ground out to air out ratio. So he's a ground ball pitcher. 15 hits, 17 innings, and 2 walks. So a whip around 1, right? Just under 1. So that's good. Probably don't expect that to transfer 1-to-1 to the major leagues. Let's go look at his splits this year than last year. Maybe try to elongate on the big league sample. A lot of these guys come up to the majors and they hear them footsteps, man. They're not ready for the moment. Especially a team like the Braves, right? Such an unfair first. In the majors, his ground ball rate goes to 1.4 ground out to air out ratio against righties. And then let's go look at last year. Yo, Caleb lost a bet where he has to speak in lyrics only for the day, apparently. What up, Obi? What up, Sastic? We're about to have a 15K game. Man, he was doing that to start the year last year, and I was just like, nope, nope, no. People were like, no, he's for real. His horizontal break is blah, blah. I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't trust it. And then thankfully he regressed because there was going to have to be a time. I guess no matter where we look, we don't get a bunch of sample size. Dude, he had a 7 ground out. What is this? What was his ground ball rate in the majors? 56%? I wish it wasn't the Braves, man. I would... Let me see. He's showing some decent strikeout and ground ballness. Let me see something here. I want to get a little eye test. Let's see what we're looking at. I don't think ultimately I'll do it because it is the Braves. But is this guy good? Where's he at in the Marlins prospect list? Yeah. Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Drop the bomb on this guy. You dropped the bomb on me. Alright, so he's not in the top 5. Is he even a prospect? He's just a journeyman or what? How old is he? Any interest in Canning or Miller? I think I'd be more inclined to get to Miller. We'll dive a little deeper into his stats. Griffin Canning, we know who he is. 200 first pick in 2019, so he's probably not. His whip, strikeout rate, and ground ball rate is very interesting to me, but he's not even. I don't think I can't take the shot against the Braves. Rain to the ground.
2 home runs in the first inning in each of the last 2 nights.
Got a little Granky look to him, huh?
See him in the quiet start. They moved him down in the order. As the pitch, did he go around? He did. Next offering. 1-2 on the way. 2-2.
2-2.
Ripped to second.
Right into the ground again. Man, dude, I can't do it against the Braves. So I'm gonna sit that one out. But maybe he has an average game and we can get him in a good matchup. Let's move on. 9 kids and watching MLB DFS videos on a Tuesday. Let's go, Bird. That's a lot of kids. What up, Conscious? Here. Not kidding. My man got a baseball team, bro. 8th runs on DK versus the Braves is last. Well, I can't do it, RC, but his numbers are tempting. Cubs and the Padres. We got both these lineups, so let's get them confirmed in the spreadsheet, and then we'll green light special. Tatis, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Xander, Jake Cronenworth, the Crone Zone, Ha-Seong Kim, Matt Carpenter, former Yankee great, Austin Nola, and Trent Grisham batting ninth. I mean, that's just a nasty lineup. The one thing that does stand out here is no Nelson Cruz. So he must be hurt to not be in the lineup against a lefty and instead to go Carp. Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Patrick Wisdom. Bellinger is on the paternity list. He was part of that craziness 9 months ago in the locker room. Long story. And then we got Blake Snell taking on Justin Steele. A 3.5 run total. Am I looking at this right? The Cubs are slight favorites over a fully healthy Padres with Blake Snell pitching. Like, obviously I know Blake Snell hasn't been elite, but man, is that just weird to look at. That's crazy. Is that real? Like, I'm looking at the Labs feed. The Labs have the Cubs at 3.6 runs, minus 115. Padres at 3.5, minus 105. So, like, it's not like they're plus money or anything. But holy cow, is that just, like, a shell shock for me. As Kevin Ross said, it was cold and wind blowing in here. So, bump for pitchers. And then looking at... both these pitchers can be good. We know Blake Snell has not been consistent in getting into the 6th inning for us Fanduel quality start hunters. Not one game has he done that. But we know he has good strikeout stuff. He also has a problem to walk people. And then Justin Steele has been really good. But this is a tougher on matchup, one of the toughest on paper matchups he's had all year. Has averaged over 20 fantasy points, 23 to be exact. The K's have been hit or miss. We'll look at his advanced metrics here. "10 years of pregnancy." Yo, the girl is... Shout out to the girl. If it is one girl. I don't know how you got it. Got some sister wives going on. We ain't got a decade to wait. 12.6% swinging strike rate on the season for Steele with a 56% ground ball rate. Really good xFIP, really good Sierra. 3.2%. I mean, this guy is just good. He's just good. So, I think we get to... I want to say both pitchers, man, but I don't know if I'm ready to trust Blake Snell. And it's not like... You know, Bellinger sure has been great this year, but if you lose a lefty Bellinger against Blake Snell, do I really feel like I'm missing out? And then looking at this Cubs lineup, yeah, there's some strong ISO shots here. Hold me closer, trying to Dansby. Dansby Swanson, 273 average against lefties last 2 years. Pushing a 190 ISO. Patrick Wisdom, if he makes contact, the ball is gone. Seiya Suzuki, almost a 300 average to lefty. So, on paper, there's some bats to get around. I think because of the run total, because I would say especially the Cubs, we feel like neither team would get ownership. They're not. So maybe it's a double sub-stack spot. Oh, Blake Snell. Okay, I thought that was... Tatis is 16%. Everybody else is 1%. I mean, it's just a bad matchup, but it is a good team at really great ownership. How does Tatis' ownership remain this high? You know? Like, I got it when he was 2K. But 5,600 seems way more fair against a tough spot. You're telling me Bo Bichette All right. So here's what I would say with the Padres. If they were like 15% owned, I would say no. But because I cannot quit you, because the Padres are this low owned, I can give up 4 or 5%. You know what I mean? It'd be 4 or 5 times the field on a really strong lineup. So that's what I'll do. So it's more of a bet on the talent than bet on the matchup. Just got to figure out what we're doing with Justin Steele and Blake Snell. I'm more confident in Justin Steele's stuff. Has Blake Snell... And I don't want to say this and scare people. Do we have any history of Blake Snell pitching in cold weather? Because in Tampa, he was an indoor pitcher. San Diego, it's always beautiful. Do we think the elements could be a even stronger factor for a guy that doesn't often pitch in the elements? Maybe in the minors or in college. Maybe I just don't know about it. Feels like something to watch. I'm so on the fence, uncomfortable with Snell, especially at that ownership. Might be just one of those spots where I give it back to the field, right? And that way I can have a little bit more. I mean, that's almost tied with Joe Ryan for the highest owned pitcher. Pitching does suck. It does suck. And I'd be more inclined to get there on DK than Fanduel. But it is a plus, generally speaking, plus spot for pitchers with the weather and the wind blowing in. So maybe. What are you guys doing, chat? Let me poll you guys. Your confidence level and how much Snell. Is Snell up there for you as your top owned pitchers? Oh, man. Let's go look at his numbers a little bit deeper. Crazy wind blowing in. I don't know if it's crazy, but it is wind blowing in. Like, I think it's 9-10 and just cold to boot. Yeah, like 9 miles in. So, like, it's historically good pitching for weather in terms of environment, right? Or good weather for pitching. 13.8% swing and strike rate. He has like 48% first pitch strike. In 2 out of 4 games, I guess they're both against Atlanta, it was less than a coin flip that he was starting a count a 1-0, you know? 484 xFIP, 5+ on the Sierra. Like, this is bad for the highest owned pitcher, you know? Ground ball rate's low, line drive rate's almost 30%. What's up, DB? Snell's booty. Have to give Jimmy Hall of Fame Butler his due. Yeah, he went there last night. The G stands for gets. Do not play Snell. I just don't trust him weather-wise. It's good, but he's not great anymore. That's kind of where I'm at, Wes. Even if it's like, so like if he was 8%, right, I'd want to be there. But now it's just like, just from a strategic lens, looking at this slate, the guy that's essentially tied for the highest ownership has bad advanced metrics, right? So like and he hasn't gone to the 6th inning yet. That just makes me really uncomfortable. If he was like 8%, maybe I want to be there. But it might just be a calculated fade. As far as stacking Cubs, yeah, you guys like double the leverage, sure. Even if it's just a sub stack, there's some names here I can get behind. Bomb Detector likes Patrick Wisdom, but he's got that 40% K rate. And Blake Snell can miss some bats here. So no warm and fuzzy. It might be a sub-stack spot. You still got to respect the weather. Because, like, even if... Basically, like, if Snell... Like, Snell doesn't have to get shelled here to fail, right? He just has to be, like, super mid. So if he put up... If I fade him at 85 and he put up, like, anything that he's already put up, I guess Colorado 17, that might be good enough to be great on this slate, but man, if he just put up like 15 or less, like I feel like I'm happy with the fade. If he got to 20 plus, then yeah, we're in business. We're in trouble. But even then, like I don't think like who else I'm gonna play is gonna leave a lot on the table. It's not like I expect 30. I guess it is a range of outcome for him historically, but I don't know. It's more of a like the gut call, right? But also a little bit of strategy pushback. Got lots of Morton. All right. Wisdom going yard. He might. Just got to make contact though. That's hard to do. Snell can be slippery. All right, let's matriculate on to the Tigers and the Brewers. We got Spencer Turnbull taking on Eric Lauer. Matt Vierling, Javi Baez. Eric Haas is batting third. Squeeze me. Miggy batting sixth. Jonathan Scope. Jake Rogers. Hey, Rogers! Discount double checked. All right, we're going to do... Let's see. Let's go pull up out Eric Lauer first. Tigers on the season, a 58 WRC plus against lefties. A 30% K rate. A 089 ISO. None of these are what you want. It's not what you want. If I could quote Joe Girardi. This season, Mr. Lauer, 7.8% swing and strike rate. And if you take out the first game against the aforementioned Cubs against the lefty, oh God, the strike rate dips down, right? So let's see, or swing and strike rate rather, 4.86 xFIP. Ground ball rate is really low. Fly ball rate really high. Pull rate really high. Hard contact about league average, right? So Statcast 10.6% barrel rate. Wow. Eric Haas is homering. He's doing it. 3.99 on the bomb detector. Not quite 4. But if... Alright, so let's get that strikeout rate against righties. 19 innings against righties. 18K. So just under a K per... 5 homers! What? What? How? Is it... Was he in a Wrigley game? No. I mean, he was, but... Huh. Batted ball data on that. Split the batted ball against righties. 50% fly ball rate. 45% pull rate. 40% hard contact rate. And the infield fly ball rate is less than 4% against righties. I don't know. Pitch type. Fastball, slider, cutter, curveball. Eric Haas. How you doing against the cutter, buddy? Haas has a 2.82 grade against the cutter. That's really good. We're not even gonna mention the B word. I don't want to stack this team like full stack, but I gotta get to a sub stack of Tigers featuring Eric Haas. Coming into the season, 232 ISO last 2 years against lefties. Hits for grade average. Strikes out at a higher clip than you would like, but Eric Lauer a little bit more prone to contact. So I'll nominate them for a sub stack. I don't think I want to get to Lauer as a pitcher. You could accidentally fall into a good game against the Tigers or 30% K rate against lefties. Plenty of strikeouts to be had, but man, it doesn't look like Lauer's that guy Powell when hunting K. So I'm probably out, but I wouldn't fault you for being there. I'm just like a little bit more turned by his contact metrics. Speaking of Turnbull, if I remember correctly, he sucks, but he's a ground ball suck, right? So it's not like often will pay off a big tournament in terms of upside for a stack, huh? BVP play. No, Shannon, we don't say the B word around here. 8.5% swinging strike rate for Turnbull, 5.61 xFIP, 537 Sierra, 50% ground ball rate. Statcast is giving us 8% barrel rate. Any homers? What's this BABIP? With that ground ball rate, he's a 345 BABIP. Yeah, that's rough. A lot of that's from the first game. 2 homers. Let's split that up. Yeah, Tigers ain't at home, but it's actually probably a better spot, right? American Family Field versus what the heck is it? Comerica? This is probably a better spot, right? Both the homers came against lefties. And then last 2 seasons for Turnbull. Actually, he didn't pitch last year, so just a ground ball guy. So I'm not even that enamored. Like, I don't want to ever play him. But he's not the type to give up like 4 homers, right? But I guess he could leak to lefties. Yelich, Winker, Rowdy. Yeah, I'd probably substack because their bullpen has been really bad in terms of home run per 9 plus versus league bullpens. So even if we stack them and they nickel and dime Turnbull, we might still be live for some power off the pen. Let's see, 131's got to be like a league high, right? Let's see. Team stats. You believe in his talent? Man, I don't know. Maybe from like a real life pitcher, but I don't know that he has anything in his pedigree for like a DFS pitcher. Plus stats. Would we rather use strikeout to walk ratio than just strikeouts? Yeah, I prefer strikeout percentage. What was I looking for? Oh, home run per 9 plus. Was the Tigers? I feel like the Athletics got to be number 1 in everything. No, KC, Arizona, Detroit is 3rd in home run per 9 plus out of the bullpens. Yeah, we substack the Brewers. Rowdy, Winker, Yelich, guys like that. I don't know. If you wanted a full stack Brewers, I wouldn't fault you, but I dig it. Miller and Ryan. Sorry, that's all right, Joe. I played a ton of Sonny Gray yesterday. I play the numbers. I'll root for his demise once the first pitch is out. But pre-flop, we play the numbers. Do we call Eric Haas off the rip? Do we do it? We'll do it. Eric Haas, power call, stream special. Yankees. Yankees and Twins. Volpe, Anthony Rizzo batting second. It might be the first time Judge's not bad at second this season. LeMahieu, and then it drops. Wow. I mean, this is a spring training lineup, y'all. Not gonna lie, as the kids would say. And I'm not gonna spell correctly either. I need a big boy keyboard. Oof! Look at this lineup. Holy. Yankees have a 3.2 run total. Twins 3.5. Nestor Cortez on the bump for the Yankees. 2.7 expected ERA coming into the season. Joe Ryan 3.57 expected ERA coming into the season, but he's been really good this year. And he's one of those, upper echelon pitchers that you expect to evolve into greatness, and so far the evolution process has been just good. He's already pitched against the Yankees this year too, and that game looked pretty solid. 13.8% swinging strike rate on the season, almost a 70%. First pitch strike, a 3.26 xFIP, 306 Sierra, so improving upon some of those metrics we saw last year, and then a 6.6% barrel rate, a 51% hard hit rate. That's not what you want, but mixed with all that other stuff, pretty doggone solid. 193 BABIP might be on a little bit on the lucky side, a lot of bit. But yeah, good matchup, good weather still for pitching, right? Almost 50 degrees. We saw this yesterday, sunny gray. And the Yankees have been anemic offensively. And just because we're here, I would probably say that one of the reasons the Yankees are not last place is because their bullpen has been so good, overperforming. And much like their offense, their bullpen is banged up. No Lou Trevino, no Jonathan Loaisiga, no Tommy Kahnle, but they're somehow piecing it together. Yesterday they went to some more of the bummy arms in a uphill climb, like Greg Weissert saw some pitches. So today, backing up Nestor. If Nestor gets through 6, you might see some more of the front end guys. Bullpen xFIP, Yankees are top 4. Bullpen ERA, I think Yankees are number 1. So their bullpen has been good, and that's what's keeping them in it. Trying to give guys like Rizzo and Judgy a puncher's chance to get a dub here. So both pitchers look like clicks to me. Joe Ryan is going to be at least a tier 2, I think. And then we'll start Nestor off as a 3. And then we'll see if we go from there. Nestor has been, he's been just really rock solid. You guys know he gets away with a little bit more forgiveness when it comes to metrics because of his funky deliveries. Not quite Cueto-esque, but he changes it up. Not only does he change up his delivery, like he does the leg rocking chair bullcrap, but he also changes his arm slots, and that's something that is hard to quantify metrically from what we do because it's just so unique. But on the season, his xFIP and Sierra 4+ to 5, and that's something we've seen in years past from him as well, right? Last year, a Sierra pushing 3.5, but he's able to overperform it because of some of the unique funkiness that he does out there. So I'm willing to get to him. I also am willing to get the twin stacks. I wonder if people have given up on the Yankees. Actually, it looks like we just had a Twins lineup too. Let's see, updated Reds scratch Will Myers if anybody's playing that slate. We'll get the Twins lineup updated. Let me look at the 2 teams involved here. I do like these Twins against lefties. Aaron Judge is 3%. Guys, holy cow. Would definitely nominate both teams for at least a substack. Judgy hit a double yesterday. That's probably a homer if it's not 40 degrees. And then, yeah, I just think the ownership's so low on both teams. I think we could probably get the substacks at least. And the Yankees are hard to pull 5 names. It's like 1 through 4, right? So we'll go Yankees. I think you could go Twins, but I think for now we'll stick with the substack. Let's get the Twins lineup confirmed. Donovan Solano, Carlos Correa, Jorge Polanco is batting 3rd, and Byron Buxton's batting cleanup. So I mean, unfortunately, their front 4 looks better than ours. I don't know. I guess the front 4 is pretty close. Jose Miranda, Ryan Jeffers, Willie Castro, Switchy, Trevor Larnach, and Michael A. Taylor. He turns into a goat when he plays the Yankees. So, yeah. All right. That's how we're doing it. 2 substacks and both pitchers, right? You guys have any crazy hot takes about that? Yankees do have a lot of strikeouts in that lineup. Yep. Haas is plus 400 to homer on DK. I mean, that's right. That's not great. That's not terrible. That's a good sign if you want to play him for DFS. Anyone that has like below 400 or below odds. Locking Joe Ryan. This Yankees lineup is king at a crazy rate. So Volpe, Judge, Cordero come into this game with elevated strike rates. LeMahieu and Rizzo are hard to strike out. Willie Calhoun is not menacing because of his power inequities. Oswald Peraza doesn't strike out a ton. Is this a new look lineup from what he saw last time? Let's see, Joe Ryan. But I absolutely don't disagree with you. I think Joe Ryan, just based on just talent alone, he's like probably the best option. But is this a different strikeout lineup? Let's see. Was Stanton in the last lineup? Volpe, Hicks, Rizzo, Higgy, so not Trevino. Cabrero's in the lineup, Franchi, Calhoun, Stanton was in that lineup. And Glaber's not in the lineup today either. And Glaber does strike out. So it's not the same. God dang, this lineup sucks. Fudge, man. We're about to lose back-to-back series. We can't do it. Hey, yo, Green Mateo, 24. Thank you so much for the sub. I hope you're doing great. I was looking for this live, didn't see it. I'm late. I had my first big win yesterday. Let's go. I think, did you, I think I retweeted you, Catalza. Was that you? I didn't know who it was. I just saw someone tag me. If so, nobody listens to tech. No. Where? Did I retweeted you, didn't I? Or did you delete it? I swear I retweeted you. Maybe not. Dude, I love going to other teams' tweets and like leaving the most basic comment, like at the baiting, I don't know, other fans, and then just seeing the mouth breathers of Twitter come out. But hey, congrats, Catalza, man. I love seeing everyone eat. I saw a lot of screenshots yesterday, actually. I've got a copy of the Bronx Zoo signed by Sparky Lyle. That's way before my time, ain't it? God dang. I mean, I appreciate the offer. I don't know if I could appreciate that well enough because I'm not that old. But I definitely appreciate the gesture. That's pretty cool. Maybe there's some older cat. You know, might appreciate that, Mike. Terry McBride. He's a old timer, not old timer, but I'm sure he has a longer grasp of old Yankee teams. Anybody playing a lot of Barrios? I don't know about a lot, Green, but I don't think that's a bad call. Like I will have Barrios in the player pool. Like I said, so far the advanced metrics have been serviceable for in terms of just justifying taking a shot, right? Antonio, thank you for the sub, man. You guys out there lurking, enjoying yourselves, vibing out, hit that sub button, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate you guys. I got the balls to lock Cole, DeGrom, and Strider. Not sure about Joe. Yeah, I'm with you there. And Garrett Cole, he's earning that back for me, right? There were spots last year where lock buttoning him was still a little bit rough. But Jacob DeGrom, healthy, and Spencer Strider, especially in those two matchups they had, respectively, Athletics and Marlins, just couldn't say no. And there was a point where Garrett Cole and like the Astros, when he was at like a 40% K rate, he just, yeah, I'm playing that next. I love those nights. Anytime pitching is simple, it makes multi-mass entries, let's say easier, but easier process-wise, right? Because like on Sunday, Sunday literally had 150 lineups on Fanduel, 150 Jacob DeGrom. And he wasn't like optimal, I guess you could say. Actually, I think Kevin Gossman was better. But that's okay though, because I do think optimal versus chance of winning, there's a gap. And I think in basketball, it's easier to get perfect lineups or optimal plays than baseball. Baseball, if you get on DK, if you get 25 plus out of your pitchers, even if your pitcher is not the highest scorer by 10 points, you're still alive, because that's how much the amount of variance in the baseball lineups out there, in the mix and match of the different stacks. You're still alive. So when we say a pitcher is optimal, I think there is blurred lines there, but what that word truly means, right? Because optimal, when I think of optimal, I think of like the perfect lineup, the best possible outcome. But it doesn't mean you can't win tournaments without the optimal pitcher or the optimal stack, right? Well, maybe not so much the stack, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So when I lock in Jacob deGrom, even if he's not the highest owned pitcher, but he puts up a gangster score like a 60 plus, you're still extremely live, and your stacks can rotate in and get the job done. I think that day he still was in the winning lineups, even though he wasn't the highest scoring pitcher. So there's that. That's why I'm okay with fading chalk and spots, or at least bad chalk pitchers. I don't know, like tonight with Blake Snow. Athletics and the Angels. Mason Miller taking on Griffin Canning. This game shot out yesterday. It was a old school football game. 4.1 run total for the Athletics, 5.2 for the Angels. They went to the 10th inning. Mason Miller, we're going to do some digging on him. Mason Miller. The Athletics are so bad when it comes to pitching the baseball, but Mason Miller might change that. 8.2 innings pitched this year, 19 strikeouts. I'm sorry, what? That's kind of crazy. A 0.23 whip. Did he like throw a no-hitter? What the heck? Hey. Oh, he literally did have a no-hit bid. 5 innings. PG, thank you for the sub, man. I hope you're doing great. 11 Ks in that 5-inning outing. 8 Ks in 3.2 innings. Like, almost no walks, bro. Is this just the greatest pitcher that ever lived? Let's go look at last year. Is this normal? How the Athletics got this guy? I mean, I guess they've been tanking for 30 years. Optimal line in baseball, hockey, rarely rostered. The master player pulls high correlation. Yup. That's facts, Ryan. No sample size last year. What about 2021? What's going on here? YouTube.com. I kind of want to see this guy in action, bro. Some Miller highlights. This guy is just crazy. Crazy results and no walks to boot. A lot of times you see these crazy strikeout rate guys in the minors, but they also have like a 15%, 20% walk rate. This guy, that's what we're dealing with. You know, we're gonna need that to be that. Should be gone by the end of the day. I mean, we'll take him. A little high fastball, climbing, never drops. That's Joe Adele, Angels prospect. Is that Mickey Moniak? Yeah, he's got a lot of movement, and then that fastball just never dips. God dang. That's filth. That's just filth. I don't know, man. It goes against like everything I know to play a prospect pitcher. He reached on a strikeout. Nah, he might got a little help there. 101 painting. Bro, this guy is going to be a problem. All right. It's just not. It's not a good long-term process to play these kids in their first starts. But that kid's got some filth. Maybe we'll get to a couple just for fun. Just for fun. But usually these kids come up to the big leagues and get smacked. But man. Mason Miller has 6% ownership. Here's Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Good luck. I don't know, man. He's on the same tier as Spencer Strider. No. Like, I think he can get there, but you can't put him there yet. You gotta prove it. But I'll play a little bit, sure. 5 to 8%, 5%, just to have fun with it. They don't deserve Mason Miller. Yeah, so that's probably what's most impressive to me, Jeff, is throwing over 100 with control. Usually you don't have that together. What is the run total for the Angels here? 5.2. Do we even have lines for Miller? Oh, I thought that was strikeouts. They have a 5 strikeout prop for a rookie. I mean, that's respect. I'll take some of them. Let's not spread the message. I mean, the only thing I would say is we see a lot of these, like Grayson Rodriguez is supposed to be like a gangster, right? We see so many of these big prospect pitchers. When they come up to this level, it's a whole new world, and it's rough out the gate. So I don't want to like get you guys overhyped or overexcited to lock Mason Miller here, because it's a big gap from AAA to the majors. But that stuff looks like it'll play at this level. So if we can get him at 5%, be even with the field, or even a little bit over at like 7%, sure, why not? From the future, he's on the same tier. Let's go. All right. Well, I'll get to a little bit of them. Angels will probably take some of them just based on the run total and the fact that the Athletics bullpen is horrendous. Yo, we don't really have a ton of full stacks listed here. And then the Athletics against Griffin Canning. So Canning 2 years ago, 4.63 expected ERA. We got a little bit of body of work to go off of this season. I'm pretty sure the Yankees saw him. I thought he came out the bullpen though. Maybe no, that's Griffin Jacks I'm thinking of. Good value or trap value. I think at 6%, like I'll just whatever. A 5K out of a SP2, give me a home run. You know what I mean? 16% swinging strike rate for Canning here. Almost a 4.8 xFIP, 4.5 Sierra. Neither one of those are great. 38% hard contact. That's about what you expect. 41% fly ball rate. I guess we'd be focused on that strikeout potential, and then a 10% barrel rate. So short sample size, but not good. So I would go back to some Athletics love here. Angels bullpen is not great either, right? At least they weren't last night. But we'll probably list them as a sub stack. I need more full stacks, man. Look how many sub stacks I got. I get to a full Angel stack, or get to a full Padres stack, even though run total is really, really low. I guess Chase Field's going to shake things up. That's why the Blue Jays were picking up the ownership they were, I guess. You want to try 15% Miller? I'm not gonna. I will not be responsible. for this. D-backs, Josh Rojas, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker, Lourdes Gurriel, Pavin Smith, Gabriel Moreno, Alec Thomas, and Geraldo Perdomo. We've got Brady Singer taking on Ryan Nelson. 4.5 run total for the Royals, 5.3 for the D-backs. I'm just assuming Chase Field's still open. Did you guys see that? I think we said it was probably going to be open this whole series. Chase Field roof. Let's pop that open. 25th of April. Open. All right, so roof is scheduled to be open today. Plus for hitting. And then Brady Singer and Ryan Nelson. Let's do a little bit of digging. Singer last season, 24% K rate, almost a 4 on the expected ERA, ground ball rate, really good against righties, and pretty solid against lefties. So nothing in those metrics coming into the season make me want to go out there and pick on him. But I think it's been a little bit bumpier out the gate this season, and we talked about that Royals bullpen. Did we have the Royals bullpen as highest home run per 9 plus? Or am I remembering that incorrectly? I guess I can just look up that rundfs.com MLB VIP spreadsheet. Yeah, 147 home run per 9 plus out of the bullpen. Think about where they pitch at. Yeah, but I guess that is park adjusted. Let's see, but even then, that's crazy. Or even, I don't know. Let's see, team stats, pitching, and then we'll go relievers. Let's go total. Home runs allowed. So KC has allowed the 4th most home runs total, behind Miami, Oakland, and Arizona. Arizona's top at the list too. So both offenses, just based on the roof being open, are in play. Let's get back to Singer's metrics for this season. How's that ground ball rate looking, buddy? 8% swing and strike rate. Ground ball rate is at 42%, respectable. Hard contact rate's elevated. Pull rate is elevated. We'll split that up. And look at batted ball. Actually, how many innings do we have? We have 12.1 innings against lefties. Wow, he is allowing a lot of fly balls to lefties. No infield fly balls. A 44% pull rate. And a 47% hard contact rate. That is all of the... And a 27% line drive rate. Is there any lefty with... Is this a Corbin Carroll spot? That's a Corbin Carroll spot. Alright, we're getting off the board. Lately, I've been putting like Judge and Trout and, you know what I'm saying, chalky homers. Let's go Eric Haas and Corbin Carroll as home run calls, just like research based. And then, of course, we're gonna full stack both teams just because of the environment and the bullpens. Both bullpens bad. Ryan Nelson, 2.24 expected ERA in 18 innings last year. Is he stretched? Ryan is such a unique name that I've only heard it from baseball players and pitchers like Ryan Stanek, Ryan Nelson. I don't know anyone in real life with the name Ryan. Walks, 2+ walks and 3 or 4 starts. Strikeouts are meh. All right. Oh wait, any homers there? Yeah, some homers too. So what's the batted ball on that? Chat, my bad for going so late today. It's almost 4:20. Usually I'm off the air by 4. Appreciate anyone sticking around. I don't know if there's like other shows that are on. 43% ground ball rate overall. 38% hard contact rate. Statcast is meh. Yeah, we'll just stack teams here. I'm not that interested in either pitcher. And then there was one. Get caught up on chat. You're going 35% Miller. I respect it. Got me 3-man Cubs Arizona stack with Newpar. I'm with it. 100% in your single entry. D-back stack a couple days ago was fire. Yeah, I'm with that. You like Carroll, Smith, Rojas, Perdomo? Yeah. Wait, Mitch. Oh, I'm stupid. I was like, Mitch Haniger's on the D-backs? I forgot I scrolled down. All right, last game on the docket. Do that. Before we do that, take a pause for the cause. If you guys want to hang out after the stream, I'll be in the rundfs.com VIP Discord, voice chat, MLB voice chat. If you guys want to chill, make some lineups, talk some. I'm sure Raj will be there for some LeBron James victory laps. Those are always fun. You guys haven't seen it. Raj is on some YouTube channel debate show all the time. Still debating LeBron James. It's incredible. Let's see. Month passes are $70, $20 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. You can lock in for the rest of the season or the rest of the year. All of our memberships come with a credit towards Fantasy Cruncher, the optimizer I use to manage my portfolio of lineups every day. $100 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher on a $300 membership. So essentially a $200 membership, and you can rebate that $100, right? So go check that out. Good way to support the stream, support the site, and come hang out in the Discord. Do we have lineups for this one? Probably not, right? Nope. Okay. Jake Woodford taking on John Brebbia. Implied run total for the Cardinals, 4.6, and that is the same run total for the Giants out there in Oracle. So it should be your atypical Oracle game. Brebbia, 68 innings of sample size last year. Was he just announced as like starter today? Let's see. Let's pull him up. It was hilarious. Some mistakes. Yeah. Hot take, Raj, baby. Oh yeah, he's incredible for engagement farming. I told him that's why he was on my show. But once he can't play DFS, I can't argue with him anymore. 17.2% swing strike rate. Is this an opener? That looks like bullpen numbers. Yeah, he's an opener, so it's not even worth looking at, right? Probably just get one time through the order. Do we have a long reliever? Jacob Junis, you rat bastard. This is the guy that broke Aaron Judge's wrist, by the way. He played for KC, pitched up and in fastball, got Judge on the wrist, broke his wrist, cost him the season. I'm not mad or salty or whatever. I'm a little bit mad, a little bit salty. So then he might get a couple turns to the lineup, and then yeah, so we can't really pitch anyone there. And then for the Cardinals, Jake Woodford, 5-ish innings last couple outings, big ground ball numbers, that's good. Strikeouts not really there, some power allowed. So can we isolate the power problems? Where's Raj? Raj be in the Discord every day. Raj lives in, I want to say, Ontario, and they banned DFS. So that's why he doesn't, like, he's literally been in the Discord daily. But he, like, other than hot takes, he can't really bring value to the stream in terms of putting money where his mouth is, so I can't allow that. You got to be able to, you know what I mean? But I don't know why Ontario. They literally have legalized gambling. And they're like, yeah, let's just do that. 7% swing and strike rate for him. 53% ground ball rate. Almost a 5 xFIP, 4.9 Sierra. And then let's split that down, because I have seen some homers, and it looks like the homers are pretty well split. And 5 walks to righties in 8.1 innings. Is that a problem he carried the last time? No, last year he hit a 4.5% walk rate. So then the year before, yeah, I don't know what that's about. I think I'll. We get some bet on talent stacks here, just because it's one of those unknown situations and people tend to not go where they don't know. I think we kind of bet on talent. The Cardinals have kind of been booty cheeks, I think is the scientific term for that. But they still have a lot of talent, right? And you can get this whole lineup at 6% or less. And if Jacob Junis, we'll just put Jacob Junis in the spreadsheet as the pitcher. If you guys are Vipers. He did serve up homers last couple years, and last year his homer per 9 to righties dipped to 0.9, but his batted ball data didn't really change that much. So maybe it might have been just Kaufman bailing him out. I don't know. But when we do that, it does give us Nolan Gorman with a 4+ rating in the bond detector, so that's good. And then what are the ownerships on the Giants? Pretty low. So I think we could just be here to be here, you know? No one else is going to be here. And it looks like, man, now thinking back at it, it looks like the Blue Jays are just going to be the, I don't know. Mets have a, I guess the Chase Field will probably grab a little bit. Yeah, Chase Field's getting ownership. All right, so kind of similar to last night, but we can change. No, I guess it's the same as last night. Just the Blue Jays pick up more steam. That's what we're dealing with. All right, do we have lineups to update, and do you guys have anything to add or subtract or something you want to look at before we get out of here? Again, my bad for being so late in the day in terms of bleeding over. Usually we like to be done by now so you guys can go watch the other shows that you love to watch. Although, I guess who's on the air? Roto-Grinders? I guess I'm not competing with the homies, right? Brewers lineup is out. Yelich, Winker, Adames, Rowdy, William Contreras, Brian Anderson, Bryce Touring, Owen Miller, Joey Weimer. My nose is itching for no reason. And then moving on to the Athletics. Nothing. And we do have a Marlins lineup. Did I already have that? I thought I did. No, I didn't. All right. Marlins. Jazz. Jorge Soler batting second. Brian Dela Cruz. All right, a little bit different look here. Avi Garcia. Gene Segura. Yuli Gurriel. Yo, this lineup is John Birdie in the 7th spot. We just picking names out of a hat today. I kind of like this lineup. A little spread out power, a little spread out OBP, and a guy like Birdie not batting 9th. Perhaps an extra at bat, but you mentioned that guy has some stolen base potential. Strikeout rates are still pretty high though. There's a lane here where he gets to 20% or less aggregate, but I'm still here. Like, give me Marlins substack. I might change the Marlins substack to a Marlins full stack though, and just play both sides. Maybe. Yeah. All right, what you guys got? Tell you a ton about putting your money where your mouth is, but we ain't talking about bar mitzvahs. I don't know. Barrios numbers at home. I don't want to isolate home road splits just yet with guys going 3-4 starts. But like last year, I guess we could look at his numbers last year. But all of his numbers suck last year, right? He was a bad pitcher. I guess at home last year, 3.8 xFIP. You can't really look at the 2 years prior because that's target, right? Last year wasn't too bad. Unlucky on the average. I don't think he's a crazy play today. How many beers is too many? I've never drank a beer ever. I don't know. One. Oh, all right. I got to get to the Discord, y'all. What is tomorrow looking like before we get out of here? MLB schedule. MLB. 30. I think we looked at it yesterday, and there might be a lane for a stream. But the last couple weeks, I feel like we've done Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Wednesday and Thursday are just like daytime chaos. And that's kind of what's going on tomorrow. And like when we do the morning streams and the weekdays, no one's around. It's like 20, 30 people. So if we were going to stream, it would be if there was a good main slate to target. There could be a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There could be an 8-game main slate if they lock it early, which would be suffice for a stream. It would be a little bit earlier than usual, I guess. But they could also just not lock it early and have a 5-game main slate. So we'll see what they do. We'll call it. We'll call it on the fly. All right, appreciate you guys, man. 3 things: thumbs up, subscribe, and tell somebody you love them. I love you guys. I hope you crush it tonight. Head into the Discord. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. Go Yankees.